In this video, I'm going to go into the basics of a Portazone or a Portaworkshop or a neighborhood lot because they are very similar. Now, the neighborhood lot is a little bit different. I'm not a part of a neighborhood, so I can't actually show you exactly how it works. But on the shop, you can buy places called Portazones. They'll be underneath real estate. And there's three different kinds. There's neighborhood lots, which you need to have if you want to live at a neighborhood with other people. You can make like a bunch of portazones like conjumbled together as a kind of neighborhood, but an actual neighborhood is a big zone that somebody owns and you can live inside. Now, portazones are what people use if they don't want to be a part of a neighborhood and they want to drop items, or if they want to drop a house or something like that. And they are different sizes. Like, I believe these are measured in meters. Yeah. And so 1 acre, 64 by 64, 2 acre, 90 by 90. And that's how they are listed as. And if I believe there's different drops per different ones, and there'll be different prices per drops. So example, like 90 meter by 90 meter or 2 acre lot with 50 drops is 42,000 there bucks. Or if you go to a 90 by 90 with 100 drops, it's 78,000. Now, I personally don't have a Portazone, but what I do have is a developer workshop. Now, these are very, very similar to the Portazones, except they have a lot less drops. These ones are more specific to um, testing out certain items and building up like a little, let's say if you're making a layout of a house or whatever, that's what it's for. Just doing stuff like that. Is now, as far as I know, another difference between the Portazones and the workshops is when you log out, the workshop is returned to you. And I believe the time that because you also have to pay for time, they're a little bit cheaper. So like, let's see, for developers only, 30-day refills are 5,040 there bucks. First day included with new workshop purchase from the Shop Central, allows up to 10 drops. Premium version stays out when you log off. So that, I guess that's the difference between a premium workshop and a non-premium. Yeah, so basic and premium. Now, I have one of these. It's been a long time since I used one, so that's why my memory is a little bit vague on it. But this is what it looks like if you own one. It'll be somewhere in your My Things, and when you go into it, you have different options. You can add time, and you can go from 1 day, a week, 2 weeks, or a month. The next button is put back. So let's say I had previously put my PAS or workshop in one spot and you ran out of time, so it got put into your inventory, and you want to put it in the exact same spot it was. You'd click put back, and that will put it to the exact last place that you had it. For example, I did have it in front of me, so if I click put back, the zone will be right where I left it. So, for example, if I put it away and I walk over here, if I put back, it won't put it out in front of me. It'll put it back where it was. Now, another option on it is preview drop location, which if you're trying to line it up and like let's say there's another zone right next to you, you can show the preview, go to your aerial view, low zoom, and you'll be able to see where it will drop and how big of an area that it covers. Another option is you can auction it off if you want to get rid of it. You can return it, and returning it will basically delete it, but you'll get a little bit of a refund. And if you return something, depending on how long you had it for, you'll get a little bit of a refund. For example, less than 10 minutes, I'll get just under 2,000 therebucks. If it's less than 3 days, you'll get about 1,000. If it's less than a week, 500. Anytime after that, it'll be 98 therebucks. So that's all I'd get because I've had this one for a little bit. Going back to it, another option, you can give it to somebody, you can trade, you can even lend Portazones and Workshops and the about. But when you preview the drop location, so go back to the low zoom, let's say right here there's another zone and you want to butt it up, so you walk, you put it exactly where you want, and when you're ready to drop it, you can click take out and it'll put it exactly where the preview was. Now you can tell just by looking at a zone if it's a Portazone or if it's a workshop. A Portazone will have strings that are brown, if I remember correctly, and a workshop uses these construction tape to mark the borders. Now these are just for building. You don't have to have these up all the time. So when you're done building and you don't need to know where the border is of your zone, you can come up to one of the corners of your Portazone or your workshop and you can actually hide the boundary. So now there's no boundary to be seen. And wherever it is, the tag will still show. So you can still walk up to here if you knew where the corner of your zone is. And you can put it away, look at the about, or you can even add time or show the boundary again. And I did make another video roughly on putting stuff out, but when you're in your zone, you have to be inside the zone walls to be able to take stuff out. Now, you can see that there are some options. The top will always be, like, no matter where you are, if you're at a zone or a neighborhood, the top option will be about this place. So with this one, you can set like your weather, the time of day. So we can change that a bit, and then it should change to high noon, and it should start raining, if that's what I set it to. There you go. Now, if you had a Portazone, if I remember correctly, you should, or I'm not sure if you can host events there. It's been a very long time since I've had a Portazone, but certain zones you can host events at, and it'll be underneath this place to set those up. And then here you can also change the name of your zone, and you can view the size of it, and you can even teleport to it. There's an old game and it takes a while to do a lot of stuff. But while you are in your zone, honestly, I have no idea what Diffie is. You're just going to have to play with certain stuff. It's been so long since I dabbled in a lot of this. But, again, with the layout options from an old video, or the other video that I made, you can freeze your layout, clear your layout, remove foreign objects, set an entry point so that when you teleport to it, like how I did a second ago based off of the page, that's where you will land when you teleport there. And then you can also load layouts and save layouts. And from this place you can also hide or show your boundary. You can see the time left and add time to it as well. And then also, I'm not sure if you're into another person's zone or Portazone, you can click View Decor and see what is placed. So, for example, if I put out, what do I have that I can take out? Let's take out a party dance floor. Let's drop it. So took this out, and if you go to About or View Decor, I guess it has to update. It'll show you what it is, if you can buy one, and where you can buy it from. So if it's listed in the auctions, because it was somebody created it, it'll take you to the auction listing. But if it's not listed, you can't buy it from there. And if it's from the shop, you can click one, buy from there, and yeah. So that's the basics of a workshop slash Portazone. Now, neighborhood lots are a little bit different because you need to contact the owner of the neighborhood to be on the allowed list, if I remember correctly. And then after that, you'll be able to drop the neighborhood lot in the neighborhood. You can't drop a Portazone in a neighborhood. You have to have a neighborhood lot. And you'll have to discuss with the owner of the neighborhood to set your rental pricing. With Portazones, it has set prices that you pay, but the neighborhood owner sets your rent for the neighborhood lot. But basically, that's the only difference between a neighborhood lot and a PAS. And if I have any of this information incorrect, please correct me because I do not want to be giving out false information. I'm making these videos based off of memory, and it's been a while since I've been in game. Now, another thing, this this box will show up when you're building. You can actually turn this on and off, and that will be Usage HUD, which you can find in Customized Toolbars and Tip and Usage HUD. It should automatically show up when you're building stuff, but you can also show it all the time. And it will show you how many drops you have in the zone, the components you have in the zone, and all the other information on the items that are dropped. So like how many textures, how many pixels you're using, how many collision surfaces or how many surfaces. It's just more information. But the biggest thing that you want to focus on is drops. Now, this zone, because it's a developer workshop, I believe this one's a basic, it only has 20 drops. So I'm only able to drop 20 things. And certain items, depending on the size, have more drops. For example, a porta home, which is a building structure, I believe you can find it in Home and Garden porta homes. These are about 25 drops roughly for one of these. So those will take up a lot of your drops. You can't even drop it in this zone because it's over the drop limit. But yeah, that's an introduction to Portazones, neighborhood lots, and workshops.